design is counterproductive and a wasted opportunity. The arithmetic of Lero's engineers is faulty. They take 4 lanes and subtract 1 and end up with 2 traffic lanes. That's Lero math. Our design subtracts 1 lane and gives you 3 full lanes of traffic that improves flow and circulation, are much more safer than Lero's design, and doubles the street parking on the east curb. Doubles parking at no additional cost. Lero's engineers also flunked topography. Baldwin is blessed with Milburn Avenue, which parallels Grand Avenue, so Lero ignored Milburn as a Grand Avenue adjunct. 2 months ago, you heard from Vision Long Island's Eric Alexander. You heard him say, "Oh, we don't need those lanes. We're going to have East Side access and flex time and home offices and presumably less traffic." Less traffic is not what I have seen or envisioned. And the gal from Syosset chimed in about the success with the Jackson Avenue turning lane. That's a false analogy. I'm looking for the gal from Syosset. Okay. Jackson Avenue is basically a residential street. Try a drastic shrinking of Jericho Turnpike and see how it works for Syosset. And Mr. Alexander had the gall to cite Great Neck Plaza, that's where the 4 lanes of the South Middle Neck Road become just 2 lanes of Middle Neck Road. That's the type of congestion that Lero has engineered for Baldwin, Ms. Birnbaum. We don't want Great Neck Plaza problems in Baldwin. Great Neck at least has East Shore Road and West Shore roads, so that the residents of Great Neck can avoid traveling through Great Neck Plaza. It doesn't cost any more to do a good design as a bad design. We need a better blueprint for Grand Avenue, a design that improves and a design with vision. And this is important. Perhaps a vision you can't currently afford to implement, but we can currently afford the blueprint, and we can currently afford the master plan vision. Now, Robert Moses had vision. 100 years ago, his landscaping turned roads into parkways. We can easily design 1.5 miles of landscaping along the 3/4-mile road diet. Grand Avenue can be a wonderful boulevard with a linear forest of redbuds, Bradford pears, and waving clumps of ornamental grasses. Grand Avenue can become a community garden, a parkway. Thank you. Lero has forgotten Robert Moses.
Thank you very much, Mr. Burns. John Tweedy.
Good afternoon, members of the Nassau County Legislature.
Good afternoon, Mr.
I am John Tweedy, a trustee of the Village of Belrose. Last month, I presented the Village Board's resolution opposing a VLT casino at Belmont Park. I am here again today to reiterate and emphasize the continuing opposition of the Village of Belrose to the proposed VLT casino. There are many, many reasons for rejecting a VLT casino, not the least of which is the likely potential for severe addictive behaviors and associated crime that comes with those behaviors, including illegal drugs and alcohol abuse. It is unconscionable to foist these kinds of problems into the neighborhoods of the villages of Belrose, Floral Park, South Floral Park, and the community of Elmont. Today, however, I would like to focus on 2 important economic issues. Number 1, the money that clients spent in a VLT casino will be money that is not spent in the local communities. Studies have shown that racetrack casinos draw most customers not from far away, but from a 30-minute radius. Rather than bringing new money to the area, they divert local dollars to gambling. Money that is normally spent in our local communities would be spent at the casino and thereby reduce the beneficial impact of normal economic activity in our areas. Number 2, studies have also shown that housing in the vicinity of a casino typically sees an impairment of its value, estimated to be about 5%, applying even a very conservative 3% reduction in value to the well over 4,000 Nassau homes in the immediate area of Belmont, and assuming an average pre-casino value of $400,000 per home, implies that the average home will be hit with at least a $12,000 reduction in value. That's at least $50 million less in residential value for the community as a whole. Thus, we can clearly see that a VLT casino is not an innocent way to raise revenues, but rather an inherently unfair burden on the residents of nearby communities. Nothing comes for free, but a VLT casino would come at a substantial cost to local communities. I call upon all our legislators to do everything in their power to assure us that there will be no VLT casino at Belmont. I say it again, no Belmont casino. Thank you.
Presiding officer, if I may.
I need to then, turn the mic over to, other legislators. So-
I just want to make a point of information, that's all. I just want to reflect that there are at least 50 persons here holding stop, no Belmont casino signs, and there are several officials from the village of Forest Park and school district representatives as well. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Jack McCoy.
Good afternoon, members of the legislature. I have been here for the last few months at your meetings, and I'd like to remind you again that there are many, many residents of the Baldwin and surrounding communities that are opposed to reconfiguring Grand Avenue from the existing 2 lanes in each direction to 1 lane in each direction. I had the opportunity in the last month to give you copies of a printed piece that I gave to each of you that shows one of the signs that appears right on Grand Avenue that touts the fact that Grand Avenue has been restored. Ed Mangano's name is prominently displayed on the sign along with Laura Curran, and it makes no sense to spend a considerable amount of money to restore a road and then completely revamp it in less than 2 years. There are much better ways to spend tax dollars. This issue has been covered in Newsday, Baldwin Herald, News 12, Fios 1 News, and there's a significant amount of local people, over 300, that have voiced their opposition to this reconfiguration. It's right in the main stretch of our only north-south corridor that has 2 lanes in each direction. The only other 2 roadways in Baldwin are 1 lane in each direction. That would be Milburn and Brookside. The 2 lane in each direction, Grand Avenue, is right where our main fire department is located. I wanted to remind you of that because it would impede fire department response to local emergencies also. The 1st precinct is located right near that main stretch. They use Grand Avenue to respond to any emergencies in North Baldwin, and anyone that has a medical emergency in North Baldwin that needs to get to our closest hospital, which is South Nassau Community Hospital, would travel that route, and if it's restricted from 2 lanes to 1 lane, it could be a life or death situation. Without making it over my 3-minute allocation, I'd finally like to remind you that although the budget is likely to be approved for capital improvements, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should assign tax dollars to a project like this, even if some of the money is coming from the state or from federal coffers. It doesn't change a bad program into a good program. Thank you for your time.